eastern coast of Odisha. Where one of India's most ambitious coastal port projects, the Dhamara port, has recently been constructed. This was a development project, but it was a major development project with a difference. One which saw DPCL, a joint venture of industrial giant Tata Steel and Larsen & Toubro, working with IUCN, International Union for Conservation of Nature, to ensure that the port would have minimal impact on the wildlife and marine ecosystems of the region. Despite the difficulties encountered along the way, the story of Dhamara port clearly demonstrates how partnerships like this one can create positive outcomes for people and for nature. The state of Odisha and its neighbouring states are rich in iron ore and mineral wealth. To promote development, create jobs and provide speedy exports of goods and improve connectivity, the government of Odisha decided to set up a deep-sea port. But there was a serious concern that needed to be addressed before work could begin. The Gahir Mata beach, just 15 kilometers south of the proposed Dhamara port location, is one of the world's largest breeding grounds for the olive ridley sea turtle. Every year in February, the beach at Gahir Mata becomes a hive of activity. Hundreds of thousands of female turtles come ashore in a mass nesting, or aribada, to lay their eggs at this pristine location. Thousands of males remain in the water off the coast to continue the mating cycle. "45 days later, millions of hatchlings make their way to their home in the ocean. This dynamic cycle of life has been going on for millions of years. But experts and environmentalists were concerned. The construction of the port could adversely impact and interfere with the annual breeding pattern and damage the beach, critical habitat for the vulnerable olive ridley.
It's not exactly where the turtles nest that we are building a port. The turtles do not nest where we are building a port, but we didn't want to leave things to chances, and I think one of the best things we did was to associate ourselves with IUCN.
A partnership between IUCN and DPCL was formed in 2006. The objective was to build a port which would have the least impact on the turtles and the environment.
We decided to proceed based on the scoping visit and the science that we knew was available internationally and the precedent of other ports around the world where turtles were swimming in the waters around the port. We knew that with good science and with the safeguards built in, there was every chance the port could function normally and the turtles and their survival would not be in jeopardy.
A multidisciplinary delegation of scientists and researchers from IUCN worked with DPCL to develop and implement a viable plan to conserve and protect the habitat and mitigate impacts on the turtles. The two most immediate challenges were now to minimize the impact of the dredging activities being used to deepen the shipping channel and seabed, and the control of the bright lights that could disturb and confuse the hatchlings.
The way these dredgers work is they have a big suction arm that goes down into the ocean and drags along the seabed and sucks up the sediment. And what our engineers managed to do was to build like a cow catcher in the front of this thing, and as it went through the ocean it would push anything out of the way without having any impact on the turtles.
The deflector was designed to deflect the turtles, if any, from being pulled into the drag head. The screens would help detect and also initiate a stop work order if a turtle got caught in the dredging machine. An observer on the vessel was posted round the clock to ensure strict adherence to the guidelines and check the screens if any turtles were caught. This simple but effective use of technology ensured that dredging did not harm the turtles. Introducing turtle-friendly lighting was the next challenge. Light plays a crucial role in the life cycle of the baby olive ridleys. Their natural instincts guide them towards the safety of the bright moonlit sea. Experts believe bright artificial lights from the port could confuse and misguide the hatchlings, who, attracted by the lights, would walk inland and risk perishing in the heat of the day, tangled in grass, instead of the safety of the ocean. The challenge was to design a turtle-friendly lighting system without compromising the port's industrial and safety needs.
The key things were to make sure that all the lights pointed straight down and that they had cut-offs so that the light only went down and didn't escape out to the atmosphere.
No fluorescent, halide or any high-intensity lamps were to be used. Flood lighting was discarded and directional lighting was aimed below the horizon. With these measures in place, the large port was less visible than the villages around it. This achievement demonstrated the commitment of the partners to use scientific solutions to solve practical problems.
Solutions didn't mean compromises. It simply meant finding a way to make one side be able to do one thing while the other side got the same thing that they wanted at the end of the day. It was a process of finding solutions that met the requirements of both the developing port and the conservation community.
To ensure the long-term sustainability of operations, the port, with guidance from IUCN, also developed a world-class environmental management plan. Drawing on the best global operational and management practices in the industry, the plan covers issues ranging from environmental hazards and accidents to pollution and ensures the port will always be ready for an emergency response. Monitoring of air and noise pollution, fresh and seawater is carried out regularly. Water and sewage treatment plants that can handle the port's waste have also been put in place.
We thought that the environment management plan should not be a mere regulatory law book or a rule book kind of thing to be respected, but it should become part and parcel of our what we call our SOP, standard operating procedure.
The DPCL and IUCN commitment did not stop at building a port with minimal impact on the environment. In an effort to protect the turtles into the future, awareness generation activities and education within the communities were also undertaken. Mechanized boats and trawlers are considered responsible for large numbers of turtle deaths. Use of a turtle excluder device is being encouraged within the fishing communities.
आयुष के सहित काम माने काम करियारे हमरा प्रथम माने अभिज्ञता हला आमे निजे माछ आ माछ हैंडलिंग नेट हैंडलिंग ई बाबद रे टिके आवार हेलु प्रथम आवार हेचु द्वितीय रे आमे टोटल सेविंग्स रो आईडिया किछि पाइलु तृतीय रे आमे लाइवलीहुड रो किछि सुযোগ माने तयारी सिखिलु लाइवलीहुड करिया पय हम किछि किछि प्रशिक्षण जो दियाला तादर बे हम किछि बेनिफिट हेलु.
A turtle trust involving local communities and experts is also being proposed to ensure ongoing conservation of the turtles. The story of Dhamara Port represents a unique example of environmental experts and businesses coming together for sustainable solutions. It is a story that has clearly demonstrated that where there is commitment from major companies like Tata Steel and DPCL, industry and conservation can collaborate and solve together more than they could solve alone, laying the foundation for others to follow.